The moment you stop needing their approval, they treat you differently. Have you ever noticed that people start treating you differently when you stop trying to impress them? When you stop explaining every decision? When you stop seeking constant validation? When you stop worrying about how they see you? Something changes. Psychology reveals that people often respond differently when they sense that you no longer depend on their approval. Because the less control someone has over your emotions, the more they notice your confidence. Here are 7 psychological reasons why people treat you differently when you stop needing their approval. 1. You become harder to manipulate. People who depend on approval are easier to influence. They may change their choices to avoid criticism. They may hide their true thoughts to keep others happy. But when you stop needing validation, emotional pressure becomes less effective. Your decisions come from your own values, not from other people's opinions, and that changes the way people interact with you. 2. Your confidence becomes more visible. Confidence is not always about speaking louder. Sometimes it appears through calmness. A person who no longer seeks approval doesn't need to prove their worth. They move differently. They communicate differently. And people naturally notice someone who is comfortable with themselves. 3. People start respecting your boundaries. When you constantly seek approval, some people learn that you will tolerate too much. You may say yes when you want to say no. You may accept disrespect to avoid conflict. But when you value yourself, your boundaries become clearer. And people often adjust their behavior when they realize you will no longer accept everything. 4. They become curious about your change. When someone who always explained themselves suddenly becomes calm, people notice. They start wondering, what changed? Why don't they react like before? Your emotional independence creates curiosity because your behavior is no longer predictable. 5. You stop giving away your power. Every time you depend on someone's approval, you give them influence over your emotions. Their opinion controls your confidence. Their reaction controls your mood. But when you stop needing that validation, you take your power back. Your peace no longer depends on how others respond. 6. Some people reveal their true intentions. When you stop trying to please everyone, some relationships change. People who valued your kindness may respect you more. But people who benefited from your constant approval may become uncomfortable. Your growth reveals who respects you and who only liked your availability. 7. You become more valuable in their eyes. People often appreciate what they can no longer easily control. When you stop chasing attention, respect, or acceptance, your presence becomes more meaningful. Not because you changed for them, but because you finally stopped abandoning yourself for others. Remember, you don't become powerful when everyone approves of you. You become powerful when you no longer need everyone to approve of you. The moment you choose self-respect over validation, people begin to see you differently. Your confidence becomes your message, your boundaries become your protection, and your peace becomes your priority. If you enjoyed this psychology insight, subscribe for more videos about human behavior, emotional intelligence, and self-growth.